Hi, Bill 1911 here. Today I'd like to talk to you about something that's very important to us, and that's your safety. Do not attempt any of the things you see on our videos until you have thoroughly reviewed and understood our safety procedures. Also, if you're under 18 years of age, do not attempt any of these topics without the consent of your parent or guardian. Thank you.
Hi, Bill 1911 here. Today we're going to show you how to clean a two-shot derringer. It's a very simple gun. There's not much to clean on it, so this will be a very short video. Now, there aren't a lot of moving parts on this, but some of them are very interesting parts, I think, which we'll go over in a few moments. This particular gun is a Bond Arms 357 Magnum Derringer. It's made in Granbury, Texas, so it's American made, and it's quite a nice piece of hardware. It's very stout, very heavy. If you can see it, this thing's kind of a beast. Alright, the first thing, as is always the case with any gun we're going to be working on, is we are going to verify that there is no ammunition in the gun. We are also going to make sure that there's no ammunition present in the area where we are working. We don't want it anywhere near the gun while we're cleaning it. So, this lever on the side of the gun right here is what releases the barrels and allows them to swing up and open. Okay? From there, cleaning is a very simple procedure. We're going to need gun cleaning patches. We're going to need a powder solvent. This is a military surplus solvent that I bought because I'm familiar with the product and it's inexpensive. I wanted to cut my costs because I clean a lot of guns. We're also going to want a gun oil. Now, make sure that you get an oil that is specifically a gun oil. Now, the reason for this is some guns have plastic parts in them. Certain plastics can react with certain kinds of oils. And the problem is you never know whether your gun is going to react with an oil or not until after you put the oil on it. So we're not pushing any particular brand of gun oil, but I do want you to use an oil that is purpose designed for guns. So the first thing we're going to do is take a patch, wet it with our solvent, and just generally wipe down all of the places that we can reach that are inside this gun and make sure that it's clean inside. Okay, this one's really simple because there's just not much there to it. Alright, we're also going to wipe down the outside of it, make sure we've got everything off of it. Now, on the outside of this gun, we're not getting a whole lot off of it. It's pretty clean. But down inside the barrels, now that's going to be a different story. Even if you don't shoot the gun, make sure that you clean it on a regular basis. Dust, lint, anything you can imagine if you're carrying a gun is going to get down inside the gun and cause a problem. So, what we're going to do is we're going to take this cleaning patch and we're going to mount it on this little tip right here that sticks out. Okay? We're going to take the patch and we're going to just stab it right through it, just like that. Now that's going to hold the patch in place when we put it through the barrels to clean them. You always want to push the patch through from the chamber end of the barrel. That's the end where you put the bullet, okay? Now the reason why is because dirt can build up. There's a little ridge in there where the cartridge case comes to an end, okay? And sometimes dirt can build up in there and cause you problems later on. So we're going to push the patch through the barrel until it comes out the other end. And there's really not much in there, but there's a little bit. I mean, you can take a look at the patch here and you can see, and there was some dirt down inside that barrel that needed to be cleaned out. So we're going to turn now the patch inside out, use the other side of it, and do the same procedure on the second barrel. Put it in there and push it through. Just like that. Now you're going to repeat this process as many times as is necessary to get the gun clean inside. So when we look through the barrels of the gun, we can see it's kind of dark in there. I mean, you can see a little bit because they're very short barrels. But here's a tip for you. You can take one of these nice white cleaning patches and use that as a reflector. As you can see, it's kind of dark inside the barrel. But when we put this in front of it, you can see that it lights up the inside of the barrel quite a bit. Hard to get it in the right position to show you. Okay, there we go. Okay. There we are. Okay. Now once we've looked down through that barrel and we're satisfied that it's nice and clean, that's all there is to cleaning this gun. Now next we want to lubricate it, and there are a few points that we want to check into. Right down inside the frame you're going to see two little holes here and here. Okay, these two holes are where the firing pins come through the frame. Alright, we're going to want to put a drop of oil in there. Right here at this pivot point at the hinge where the barrel opens, we're also going to want to put a drop of oil. This piece right here is an ejector, and it pushes the shells out when you open the barrel and ejects them out of the way. Okay? You're going to want to put a drop of oil or two down here in the trigger mechanism to make sure that it moves freely the way it's supposed to. Alright? And here's one of the big important things. Back here inside the gun, I'm going to try and show it to you. It's kind of difficult to see. Alright, back here inside the hammer, on the hammer itself, there is a device. It's a little bar that comes up and down, and it moves from barrel to barrel so that you only shoot one barrel at a time. Okay, you're going to want a drop of oil in all of those mechanisms down there to make sure that they're free and move correctly. Otherwise, you might get one shot off with this thing and not get a second one. So we're going to take our gun oil and we're just going to use a drop. Just put a little drop in there. Okay? You don't want to make the thing so slippery that it's hard to hold on to. Alright. We're going to want to put a little drop right in there and let it run in to the trigger. Okay? We're going to want to put one right there on that hinge, okay, or I mean on the release. We're going to want to put one on each side of the hinge right there. I missed. And we're going to want to put one right in here on both sides, and that's going to lubricate that ejector. If you got excess oil, just wipe it off. Okay, and that's really about all there is to this gun. It's pretty darn simple. There's just not a lot there. So that's it. We are cleaned and we are lubricated. And that is your Bond Arms 2-shot 357 Magnum Derringer. If you found this video to be helpful and informative, please don't forget to hit the like button up above. Also, make sure that you subscribe down below. And by all means, come and visit us at askbill1911.com.